Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. Today we're diving into a comparison between two of my favorite film conversion software programs, Lab Pro and FilmLab. If you've been scanning your own negatives and wondering which one might fit your workflow better, stick around, we'll break it all down. Alright, let's get started. Before we dive into the software, let me quickly talk about how I scanned these negatives. For today's demo, all the photos are from 120 format film, scanned using my Sony a7R III and the negative supply film scanning kit. This setup gives me a high-resolution digital negatives to work with. The first negative we'll look at is shot on Kodak Go 200. I took it during golden hour, aiming to capture the warm light hitting a billboard. Let's start with Lab Pro. Lab Pro works as a plugin for Lightroom, so you will need to open Lightroom first. Once we've loaded the image, the first step is to sample the film border to set the conversion properly. Normally, I use the Neresu color model, but for this demo, I'll stick with the basic color model to keep things simple. Alright, here's the initial conversion. What do you think? Pretty solid, right? Now, let's move on to FilmLab. FilmLab is a standalone app, so you open it up directly and import your photos. Once the photo is loaded, I usually crop it first. Let's do it now. Then select the process method. For this negative, I'll choose color negative. And you can see there's a lot of other options you can choose. The software is trying to match the film stock as much as possible, but here we still have to change some settings. For example, the film stock, we should choose Kodak Gold 200 in this case. FilmLab also lets you fine-tune your workflow by matching your scanning camera, light source, and other details. For example, I'm using the negative supply CRI99 light source with a 8x10 panel for my 6x7 negatives. So here I can choose CRI99. Yeah. Since I scan in a dark room, so I don't need to worry about flare or light fall-off corrections. So here's a side-by-side of two initial conversions. Right away, you can see the FilmLab requires more adjustments to get it where we want. Let's tweak the density slightly. Bringing it down makes the photo look much better. The white balance is fine as is, so I won't touch it. One cool feature in FilmLab is the dodge and burn tool, which lets you recover details from the highlights and shadows. So let's play around with that. Alright. I don't usually mess with the noise removal or sharpening for 120 format film, but I'll add a bit of brightness and contrast here. Once done, I could export this image and continue editing in other app. But I think it looks good enough for now. Back to Lab Pro, this one has a solid start straight out of the gate. It also offers some film stock presets, but not as many as FilmLab. I don't use preset much, but I do adjust the tone profile to soft because the default look feels a bit strong to me. The initial conversion had a slightly magenta cast in the shadows, so let's adjust the white balance and reduce the contrast a bit. Negative Lab Pro also gives you more granular controls over your edits. A handy feature here is the A/B comparison tool. It's my favorite, which lets you toggle between your edits and the original, something FilmLab doesn't have. Alright, so here are the final conversions for both negatives. I wasn't trying to match them exactly, but you definitely could if you wanted to. Let's try another film stock, Fuji Pro 400H. I'll speed up for this time, so I'll get back later. Okay, so both programs need more tweaking for this film stock, especially with the white balance. In this case, both introduce a magenta cast in the shadows. In Negative Lab Pro, the red channel was a bit too strong, so I tuned it down in Lightroom. FilmLab's conversion come out with a low overall saturation, which I left untouched so you could see the difference. Both Negative Lab Pro and FilmLab are excellent film conversion tools, but they are suited to slightly different workflows. Negative Lab Pro works as a Lightroom plugin, so if Lightroom is already part of your editing workflow, it's a seamless addition. Also, it not only works with camera scanning, it also works with scanners. FilmLab, on the other hand, is a standalone app specifically designed for camera scans. It offers a lot of options for fine-tuning based on your scanning setup, but fewer tools for editing the final image. That said, you can always export your converted file and continue editing in another software. There are plenty of other film conversion software out there, many developed by small, passionate teams. I'm not sponsored by any of this company, but if you are into scanning films at home, give their software a try, support their works, show some love to them. Alright, this is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.